When my wife and I bought our quiet little lake cabin, we wanted nothing more than peace and privacy. Unfortunately, we hadn't counted on the overzealous HOA president, better known around the neighborhood as Karen. From the first week, she has hovered over us with constant reminders about trash bins, grass height, and even the color of our front door. We shrugged it off, but she kept escalating. One Saturday morning, while I was out running errands, my wife noticed Karen pacing in front of our house. She assumed it was another petty complaint, but Karen had something else in mind. She pulled a key from her pocket, one she shouldn't have had, and slipped it into our lock. My wife was stunned, watching from the upstairs window as Karen quietly let herself inside like she owned the place. What Karen didn't know was that we had already reported her harassment. Local police, aware of her antics, were investigating a string of complaints from other neighbors. That morning, 2 officers were inside our cabin with my wife, gathering a statement. They had been discussing the reports when the door suddenly creaked open. The moment Karen stepped inside, she froze. Standing in the entryway were 2 uniformed officers, hands resting casually on their belts. My wife, arms crossed, looked down the staircase and simply said, "Welcome in, Karen. Care to explain yourself?" Karen's face drained of color. She stammered, I was just checking for safety issues." The officers exchanged looks, unimpressed. One calmly said, "Ma'am, this is unlawful entry. You don't have permission to be here." Karen tried to argue, waving her arms, about HOA rights and community authority. But the officers firmly reminded her that the HOA had no power to enter private homes. My wife stepped forward, adding, "That key you used. You'll be explaining to the locksmith how you got it, because we never gave one to you." At that point, Karen's excuses collapsed. The officers escorted her outside while she sputtered about just trying to help. Neighbors peeked from their windows, watching the once bossy HOA president get marched down the street by police. Later that afternoon, we had our locks replaced, and the HOA board voted to remove Karen from her position after learning what she had done. For once, the community stood with us, tired of her endless control. In the end, Karen's attempt to invade our privacy backfired spectacularly. She thought she could barge in without consequences, but instead, she walked straight into the law. Waiting on the other side of the door? * For more interesting and heart-touching stories, hit the subscribe button now.